Alright, I will start this one a little different by talking about the Brave Heroes, because I've seen a lot of people aren't too happy with the new ones, with what they've done. But I mean, all Brave Heroes are basically, in the original game, or whatever, they're basically based off of something from the original game, with the exception of Camilla. And maybe a little bit of the design of Lynn, but I'll get to that when I get to that. But look at Roy. He basically looks like Night Lord Eliwood. He's basically based on his dad, Lucina. And look, I mean, he even has a Durandal like Eliwood. Lucina is Great Lord Lucina, which upon promotion from Lord, she does gain the ability to use a lance. So she's oh damn, I need to press that. But she's basically Great Lord Lucina. Ike is based on Grail, his design and everything. It even states, if you look here, his wields the axe of his father, Grail, and basically his design is Grail's design. Like, okay, Lynn is not a cavalry unit in the original game, but when she promotes from Lord to Blade Lord, she does gain access to bows. And, like, this pelt, the pelt, and I believe the feather, and maybe like one or two other things are the only things different about her design. But she looks almost the same. Besides being a cavalry unit, she's an infantry unit in the original game that can use swords and bows. Alright, now the second set of brave units. Celica is the guide and art, the original Fire Emblem guide and art of Celica, or the design, with the sword. Oh, that sounds familiar. Fallen Celica has a sword and is right now better than Brave Celica. So, it's nothing different. Well, I mean, Brave Celica has Death Blow 4, but if you want, you can give that to Fallen Celica. But yeah, right now with Fallen Celica's Refine, she is better than Brave Celica. And she's already got a sword. So, they already had a Celica with a sword in the game. Brave Hector does gain, I believe once Hector promotes from Lord to Great Lord, he gains access to lances. But his armor is his brother Uther, is basically his brother Uther's design, and his brother Uther's a general, so in the original games, generals can use swords, lances, and axes. So I mean, there's that. Ephram is the only unit who does not gain an extra weapon type when he promotes. He just stays with lances when he promotes to Great Lord. But his design is based on his father Fado. His father Fado has this same greenish gold armor and is a general class, which, again, like Uther, Fado can use axes, swords, and lances. But, it doesn't say... Oh, there it is, his deceased father, King Fado. The axe as you can see, is a sacred twin relic from Grotto, but his design is based on his father. I won't go over Veronica because she's new, or not new, but she's original to Fae. And I mean, well, besides that crown thing and the wings there, she basically looks the same as base Veronica, which we don't have. As you can see, I don't have Alm, but again, I don't have Alm or Eliwood, but again, Alm is based on his original design from Gaiden, just like Celica, and he has a sword, which, I mean, the original base Alm is already an infantry sword unit, so there's nothing different there. And his Falchion has a Refine. It's gonna be another year or so before. No, maybe a couple, at least 3, 4, 5 months before we see a Refine Brave Alm, and then Brave Eliwood. Well, that's all about Alm, but Brave Eliwood. I'm pretty sure he does gain access to lances when he promotes to Night Lord. Yeah, he does. And you may wonder, where does his design come from? That is the ending of Fire Emblem Blazing Blade. You see Eliwood at the ending of the game wearing the ceremonial garb that he has in his Brave Vault. That's where that comes from. Brave Micaiah. It's just the third, like in Path of Radiance, they only had the base class and then the advanced class. When you go to Radiant Dawn, they have a third class, which Brave Micaiah is besides Yune being in her goddess form or whatever. I don't remember that much, but that is the Light Priestess. That is just the Light Priestess class of Micaiah, her third class. There's nothing different. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's still an infantry unit in Radiant Dawn. She's not a flying unit. But yeah, she's just the Light Priestess class in Radiant Dawn. And then last but not least, I will say Camilla is the only unique brave hero in the game. Because of what she is. She's the Queen of Nor, and if you read here, Camilla from a world where she takes the throne as Queen of Nor. She doesn't do that in the main game, so this is unique. Besides her weapon type, if you can get her a class that has staffs as soon as you get her in the game. In either Revelations or Conquest. It's not as easy to do as in Conquest, but if you buy any of the money DLC, if you buy either of the money DLC or the experience DLC, you can just put her and Elise together, like pair them up, have Camilla do all the things, and then max out their support to A+ or whatever it is, and then you'll get the friendship set for Camilla, which will give her access to a class with a staff. So there's where that comes from. And so I will say I am disappointed that they didn't give them different weapon types, or at least make Claude a colored bow and Lysithea like a different colored or colorless mage. That would have been great, but they could have given Edelgard and Dimitri different weapon types. That would have been nice, because, yeah, you could do the emblem, but every Edelgard right now is a axe unit. So you don't want... That's not great for an emblem team, because, I will say Camilla and Micaiah have a unit of each different color, so you can have a emblem team with them without having to worry about, all of the same type getting... But all of the same type. But yeah, that's all I want to say is so when I saw the designs I thought the art on all four of them was great and all, but I wasn't expecting anything too different. I leave that to seasonals, where with a seasonal you can have, besides, when it happens during the year, you can have anything with a seasonal. Any weapon type. Take Mia, for instance. In Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, Mia is a Myrmidon to Swordmaster, and then in Radiant Dawn she could go to the True Blade class, which they kept her as a sword unit in here, but when they got to Halloween Mia, she is a staff unit, and in the recent summer thing, they gave her the harmonic Mia with a dagger. 2 weapon types which Mia cannot use in the original game, which I am okay with, because it's a seasonal. It's supposed to be different. Seasonals are supposed to be different. Brave heroes, would be nice if they were different, or just another new hero banner. But that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to get to the summoning. But for that, I'm choosing right here as my free 5-star summon, I am choosing Lysithea right now. And I need 60 more orbs to do 2 rounds, but at the first 40, I am choosing Claude if I don't get him. So, let's do this. So, Lysithea first. But that's one thing I wanted to talk about, which was not a thing at the end of the other video. But there we go, there's my Lysithea. I'll worry about that later, but like, what's it called? Honestly though, like, just the hate and all that I've seen going around about all kinds of things, it just bugs me, because I know, and I'm fine with other people like not liking it at all. That's why I just try to avoid the stuff so I don't have to deal with it, because I have really bad depression, and I have suicidal thoughts where I want to harm myself and all that. But all the other things that are going around in the world, it really is like not great. Like, I've lost my job. There's a bunch of other stuff going on in my personal life. It's made my depression and suicidal thoughts so much worse, but there's a few things that I do, like playing games and stuff and buying stuff I want with what little bit of money I get to prevent myself from killing myself. But one of the things like I wanted to talk about is something I got into recently, a video, like a show by a creator on YouTube who just got picked up. Like, they just get nothing but hate and all that for stuff that's happened that, well, probably hasn't happened, but people just want to be assholes about it. And it's like, why can't those people who just want to be rude just leave it alone and let people? Wow, that's great. What is he? He's plus speed minus defense. Probably not the best, but as I was saying, like, it would be nice if, the people would just stop. I get tired of seeing all the hate about things. I just want to avoid it all, which is hard to do. I don't know. I just want to, like, wake up, not really see any hate, and just go on with my day and not think about stuff like that I want to hurt myself and stuff like that. But why can't people just let people like me who enjoy stuff that gets picked up into a full series enjoy it and be happy? And like, no, they just want to be rude and they want to take everything out of context and away from what it's supposed to be, and just bring down everybody around them. Like, I'm honestly surprised I haven't tried to take my life. But I don't know. This is why I mostly don't seem too happy or get upset easily in the last videos, and why I just don't seem too into anything, even if I am into it. It's just hard to It's just hard to do things when everything you like is just trash. Well, not really everything, but due to like being depressed and all that does really not help with anything. And I try to get over it, but then immediately things get worse, and then I just get right back into the same bit of depression, and nothing ever changes. I would like it to, but it's just too hard to deal with. And I will say, if I get a dupe of any of the... But besides that, that's all I wanted to say. But if I get a dupe of any of the first dupe I get to any Brave Hero is going in as a merge. Then anything after will be fodder. I'm using all of what I have, though. Maybe. I'll probably need to pause this at 220 just so I can go get 5 more orbs off the lunatic stages, just so I can do another full circle. But yeah, I'm fine with the Brave Heroes, but besides the weapon choices. Like, I know they usually tend to do dark and all that as red, but I mean, they could have given her dark spikes or something as like a colorless mage. That would have been neat. But they could have also given them anything, because I'm pretty sure any character in 3 houses can be any class. That's not... maybe? I don't fully remember. It's been a while. That was the thing. I accidentally merged and gave her a bad Bane. Or not Bane, a boon. So that's why she's a +2, to have a better boon. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know, I just figured I'd try to talk about that in here, because I have social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter, but I don't use them. If I don't get a 5-star here, I'm going to check what I'm at. I'm not going to be too high, because I did get that Dimitri in the first circle. I'll save the colorless for last, because out of the 4, Lysithea was the one I wanted the most, which I chose for free, and then the second most would be Claude. The third would be Dimitri, but I already got him, and the last is Edelgard. But if I could get all 4 of them, that would be great. Alright, one more circle, and I get to choose my Claude. And never mind. One more circle and I'm choosing Edelgard, and let me see what he is. He's plus speed minus res. That's actually... the plus speed's actually pretty good. I guess I'm choosing Edelgard then, and saving the 115 orbs, because I don't care about getting dupes immediately. Because even though I said all that, I'm not, what's it called? I'm not the most, well then again, I don't get too hype or anything for anything, because that just usually leads to disappointment. But I'm just gonna take one of each and go. I was hoping to get a Surtur, just for, you know, the whole dragon flower farming, especially since they're increasing the dragon flowers for Gen 1 units to 15. And then for any unit, that's kind of weird. I think on the FEH channel it said any unit before this banner can be increased, like after Gen 1 units and then before this banner can be increased to 10 plus 10. That makes no sense. It should just be like year 2 units should be able to be increased to plus 10 to keep them up. But that'll basically be one of each, and I'm done after I choose Edelgard. I know in the last one I said I didn't want her, but after I saw that her art was actually not bad, I decided, and that she was actually a pretty good unit, I was like, oh, I'll take her. But I did not want her. I didn't originally want her until I saw like what she had and all that. Especially after the Mythic Hell banner I pulled. Like, whenever Legendary Edelgard comes back, if there's a green unit I want on the banner and I end up getting one more Edelgard, since I have not used any of the Edelgards I have for fodder, I can basically, one more Legendary Edelgard, I can plus 10 her. And there we go. For you 5-star summon. Hold on, before I do that, give me 1 second, I'll be right. Alright, and here we go. Free summon Edelgard. I think both Claude and Dimitri were plus speed. There we go. That's everybody. And she's gonna be neutral. But that'll be all, and see y'all later.